Greetings and welcome to Let's Talk About Books, baby, where we talk with your favorite LGBTQ authors. I'm Anita Kelly, and today we have two of your favorite LGBTQ plus authors with us today. So I am here with Robyn Nyx and Brey Willows. Hi, Robyn and Brey. How are you?
Hi, we're very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Wonderful. Glad to hear that. Do you, I wanted to ask you, are you okay if I refer to you as guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people don't like that. And for me, it's just like a
general
gender,
term.
it's a gender neutral term. Yeah. So.
Yeah. It works for us.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just wanted to check in. Didn't want to offend anybody. So, all right. So let's talk about what's happening in your world. And there is a lot happening in your world, right?
Yeah. It seems that's the case all the time nowadays. There's never a moment to breathe.
Really?
Yeah.
In a good way. Definitely in a good way.
Yeah. You guys need a vacation.
Yeah. We're going to Thailand in a couple of 11 weeks.
11 weeks. Countdown.
Yeah, countdown. 11 weeks for about 3 weeks. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. I've only seen pictures, but it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been one of those things that's been on my bucket list for decades. And it just came up some amazing flight prices, and we were just like, we've got to do this.
Yeah.
So there we are.
So at least one of us will base a book there and make it a tax write-off.
Awesome. Why not?
An elephant sanctuary for my next book.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that. So speaking of books, Robyn, I understand that you have a new release coming out.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. We both do, actually. So I've got one as Robyn Nyx. It's Dead Ringer, which is the second book in the Dak Farrell FBI thriller series, but can be read as a standalone. And that's serial killer, FBI agent, kind of crimey, romantic, wonderfulness. Intriguiness, yes.
Yeah.
So that's
is it a romantic intrigue? Is that what you would call it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think the official term is romantic suspense, but
okay.
there's intrigue and all sorts of fabulousness going on in it.
Great serial killer thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, awesome. Who doesn't love a good serial killer?
And there's a statement you don't hear a lot.
Oh, that's great. So when is it coming out?
February the 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not too long away. So I'm just starting the big marketing push at the moment, and then Brey has got her first literary fiction coming out on the same day under the pen name of J.J. Taylor.
I do.
Just to confuse everybody, because we like to have lots of names.
J.J. Taylor. And what is the name of that book?
That is Medea, Priestess, Princess, Witch. And it's a mythological retelling to do with kind of the Jason and the Argonaut story, but through the eyes of the witch who helped them achieve everything.
Wow. And did you say that's mainstream?
It is. Yes. It's ish. I mean, there's a friendship in it, a female friendship in it that's kind of a buddy novel type thing, but they end up under the covers more than once. So
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, mainly mainstream Greek myth retelling.
Wow, that sounds great. That's kind of really ingenious, innovative, creative.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. And so how will I know if I'm talking to JJ or Brey or
We ask ourselves that question all the time. We just kind of answer to everything, basically.
Yeah. I use a different pen name depending on what I write. So my Brey Willows work, which is the bulk of my work, is speculative fiction, so fantasy and sci-fi and dystopian paranormal stuff. And then my Ally McGuire books are pure romance, pure sapphic romance. And then the J.J. Taylor is just for the mainstream stuff.
Okay. And do you publish with the same publisher for all of these, or are you like breaking out and using different publishing houses?
My wife was nice enough to take me on under Butterworth Books.
Oh, that's so nice of her.
Yeah, absolutely. They were all published under Butterworth Books, which is
not my Brey Willows. The bulk of my Brey Willows was with Bold Strokes.
Yeah, but Brey.
But my current stuff is not.
Left Bold Strokes a little while ago, and then so all future works and Dark Haven, I shall lay claim to.
All right. All right. And how is Butterworth Publishing House coming along?
Oh, it's doing really well. It's not a publishing house in the traditional sense.
Okay.
It's a collective of self-published indie authors who basically adhere to my rules.
Wow.
That's kind of the best.
How did you manage that?
It's a Machiavellian charisma thing.
I don't know if it's Machiavellian.
All right. I know your secret now. It's out.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go with charisma, but I don't know about Machiavellian prince.
No.
I mean, prince I'll go with as well.
Oh,
but,
just answer the question.
Yes. So it's, as I say, it's independent authors. So, they're writing what they want and they're publishing what they want, but they're doing it to the very best standards. Okay. So they go through the whole editing process. They have copy editing, they have proofreading, ARC readers. We talk about, the genre expectations for cover design and all that sort of thing. And it's basically, the idea is that we're producing self-published books that are as good as, if not better, than traditionally published books, so that the readers out there who are spending their hard-earned pennies on our books know they're going to get quality, because traditionally self-published authors have had a bad rap because anybody can kind of throw anything out there. So this is about raising that bar, that standard.
Yeah, I understand that. I've purchased some independent books and they're very different sometimes than what I would expect. Like I was kind of surprised at some of them, but this is great, and it's nice that you have this. It almost sounds like a collective, really.
It is. Yeah, it's very much a community as well. So when Brey first came up with the idea of global words and global words
writing consultancy,
it's a writing consultancy, and it was about having levels and people being able to have courses and retreats and then help with publishing and being able to kind of dip in and out and join various levels. And then I came on board and we kind of exploded from there, really. And now we've got a lovely little community which we call the Hatchery, from a whole load of authors that have come to us for various reasons, and through retreats. And we've got a WhatsApp community where we have regular meetings, and we all
support.
Yeah, we all support each other because authoring can be a very lonesome occupation. And it's about making sure that people don't feel as alone as they might otherwise be. So
that's great.
It's a nice community feel.
It is. And how many authors do you think you have with Butterworth?
Oh, that's a good question. I think with Butterworth, we've maybe got 10 or 11.
10 or 11, yeah.
We've got a chap over in California, Dr. James Merrick. So we've got all sorts of people. Simon Small.
10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11. And then we've got an extended kind of community of other authors such as Iona Kane and Maggie McIntyre that work with us for our services rather than as published under Butterworth.
Oh, great. That's wonderful.
We love it.
Yeah. We talk about, wanting a holiday, but we're very lucky that we get to play with words all day and all night.
She actually will turn to me during the day and yell at me, I love my job.
I do. It's such a wonderful thing to help people achieve their dreams. And it seems like such a cliche to say, oh, it's such a privilege, but it really is. And that's why we've.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say that's why we've built this community, because we feel so strongly about it, and about helping people get their books out.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was just going to say that if I yell, I love my job during the day, I'm being sarcastic. So
Fair enough.
I'm so happy for you that's genuine, right?
It really
awesome.
is. Yeah.
So how did you come up with the name Butterworth? Where does that come from?
It's my grandma's maiden name.
Is it really?
Sorry, grandma's married name, so my mother's maiden name.
Grandma Butterworth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had a Grandma Butterfield.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
You gotta love the butter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Butternutters. Yeah, absolutely.
And they all hailed from the UK also.
Ah,
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Must be a butter thing.
do you know where in the UK?
I do off the top of my head. I couldn't tell you, but I've done genealogy back to the 1600s. So they're
Wow.
yeah, they were one of the first families to come over to, what is now the United States. So,
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So that's pretty
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah. So back to the book stuff. So Robyn, you have, and is that under Robyn Nyx, the Dead Ringer?
Yeah.
Okay.
In a similar way to Brey, my Robyn stuff is kind of my action adventure, crime, gritty, sci-fi type things, and then I write under Helena Hart as pure romance.
Okay.
So Dead Ringer is definitely a Robyn book. Gritty, bodies dropping, lots of hot sex.
It's
definitely a Robyn.
It's funny, like Helena Hart is really a softer name, right? So it just kind of speaks to romance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Nyx actually is the name of the goddess of darkness.
Oh.
It was actually a name that Brey gave to me early on when we met, because we kind of gave each other our pen names.
Cool.
So yeah, the goddess of darkness. Whereas, as you say, Helena Hart is much softer.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love it. So, all right, I'm gonna switch gears here and talk to Allie now.
Okay.
So you have 2 books that were recently released. Is that right?
Yes, I released 2 in 1 year.
Oh wow.
Where the Heart Leads and Fragments of the Heart.
Okay. And so I'm assuming this is a series?
It's not.
Oh.
I just like heart in the title.
That's great. I thought it was like the Heart series.
Yeah, no, I suppose it could be it if I develop it that way. But the one that I'm working on right now is Heart of the Storm. So I suppose
she was going to call it Eye of the Storm or Edge of the Storm, and I was like, oh, but people like titles with heart and love in. Are you sure you don't want to call it the Heart
and
of
as
the Storm?
my Butterworth editor, I have to listen to that. So.
Yeah. See, there is a Heart series. They're just not fully connected.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You'll have to start dropping your characters in and, Easter egg in like we do, which we do quite a lot anyway. As Brey and Robyn, we've popped in Easter eggs in both of our books, referencing our older books and each other's books. So now we're getting to play with that in Ali and Helena as well.
She's got a reporter I like to use a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Madison Ford from Let Love Be Enough pops up. She's up
everywhere.
She's popped up in Fury's Death. She was in the Heart Leads one, wasn't she?
Excuse me.
Yeah, and she's just popped up in Dead Ringer as well. She and Elodie are now bestest friends with Dak and CJ. So we're all about connecting our worlds, which we're doing the Butterworth horses as well.
Yeah, that's fun. That is. And as a reader, like I always love to see, a character pop up that I know from somewhere else. And that's always fun, or a place like a bar or a bookstore or something, that of. Yeah, that's cool. So, Does Brey or Allie have anything in the pipeline? Like you have?
Yeah. So I'm working on Heart of the Storm now, which is an alley romance.
And when's that coming out? Do you know?
July.
Yeah, we'll hope
I
for
think
July.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Ship of Dreams by Brey Willows is a steampunky kind of thing, and that will be out probably in the autumn.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm hoping to squeeze another alley book in this year as
Christmas.
well around Christmas.
Boy, that is a lot of writing.
Yeah, it's pretty full on.
Yeah.
We write every single night.
Oh
So
my goodness. How do you guys do that? Like you're publishing, you're giving these like, holding consultations with other authors and, and you manage to, pump out 3 or 4 books a year.
yeah.
It's kind of a good separation. So we've got our office, which is where we do obviously all our work with everybody else, and then we've got a scriptorium, we call it. It's a very grand name for a shed.
A shed that we have chairs in.
Yeah, nice chairs, and I've put laminated flooring in, and it's floor to ceiling windows and stuff. So it's very grandly named the scriptorium.
I like it.
And that's where we go in the evening to do our writing. So it's a different space to be creative, because when we're working with other people's words, it's a very different brain kind of focus, and it's very analytical and kind of forensic. Whereas obviously when we're writing, that's the far more creative. So it's good to have a separate space for that.
Yeah. And we do that from 7 to 9 pretty much every single night, and then we try to carve out time on the weekends as well to get a couple thousand words in.
Wow. That is dedicated and really disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't normally be that way. That is all down to Robyn.
Really?
I am not a disciplined person.
Yeah, I'm very organized, and scheduling and routine and that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. That's
A
amazing.
sloth on a cloud, really. Just kind of hang around and wait for something to take me somewhere.
Yeah. I'm with you.
That's the cloud. And I've tied it to my chariot.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're coming with me.
So you're leading the cloud, lassoing the cloud, leading.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
And I'm just hanging on, going, okay.
Oh,
That's why we work well together.
Yeah. Hey, there's always a give and take. You always have to have that yin and yang in a relationship, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, absolutely. We complement each other well.
We do.
Nice. That's nice. So, Brey, I wanted to ask you, as an American, right? You're an American?
I am.
I thought so. I thought you had roots in the U.S.
I do.
Which I don't know if you all saw, but a list of the safest places for LGBTQ folks to vacation was just posted, and the U.S. wasn't even on it. Yeah, Canada was number 1.
Canada! Yeah.
Iceland.
I don't know why I'm excited about Canada, but I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosling and Reynolds came from there.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I was thinking Nathan Burgoyne, but okay.
Oh, yeah, Nathan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So-
Yes, I am from LA.
So you've been living in the UK for a while now, right? And
Yeah.
so how do you think your writing style has changed over the years because of like the British influence?
I think it's changed in a couple ways. First of all, I can't always remember American words.
Okay. Yeah.
Like the very small things, like calling the boot or the trunk.
Okay.
Things like that, where she'll ask me, do you call it this or that? And I'll think, I have no idea. I don't actually know what we call it. So some of those have slipped by the by.
Yeah.
Which is why we have an American proofreader.
Do
Yeah.
you?
And she'll catch my Britishisms quite a lot.
Yeah.
So that's one. And the other, I think, is because we travel so much on this side of the world, it's so easy to get to Europe and Greece and Italy and France and really travel.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that makes it into my books because I can go
Yeah.
and do the research so much more simply. I don't know, that's terrible. So I think that has changed it a bit too. As Americans, we tend to be quite America-centric because our country is so massive.
Sure.
And, you know, it's a little bit harder to write about the rest of the world without kind of just using Google Images, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas this way, I've been able to actually go and see places and sit in them and really feel them. And
So you know how to blow up the
Vatican,
in Rome.
Yeah, that was quite something. That was fun. And see, you know, how my heroine Medea escaped from the horde that was coming after her. You know, things where you can really immerse yourself so that you can immerse your readers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think living here has changed me that way too.
That's great.
I love it. Really, really, I love it here. There's a lot of sheep and a lot of rain. Neither of which, you know, in LA we had either.
No.
So.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's great though, because, you know, like it sounds to me like it's kind of opening up your imagination, because you've been there, you've, you know, not only imagined it, but you've experienced it. So you can combine those two to help you be more creative.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if you were living in the States still, you might not have access to all those other countries. And if you wanted to write about them, it would be purely more of philosophical, right?
Yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah. I mean, in one of the Muse novels, Song of Serenity, it takes place in Scotland. Mm-hmm. And the Muse has been working at Afterlife in LA, and she needs a vacation, so she heads to Scotland. And there's a kind of temple there, a statue temple of the Muses in Scotland, in this tiny little village in the middle of nowhere, and it's stunning.
So it's real.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did read that book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's real. And so I was able to walk up that hill and look at the Muses and look around it at the river and the bridge and everything that's there.
And the cottage.
Oh,
Yeah.
How cool is that?
And be able to put that in the book. And I think that makes such a beautiful difference when you're able to experience it that way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Huh. I did not know that was real. That was a real place. Yeah. Oh, that's great. So, what is next for you guys in terms of writing and publishing? And, you know, you have a lot of projects. So
I do. One of which is Queer the Shelves,
yes,
which is our literary festival here in Nottingham.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
We started that a couple of years ago. Had to go online during the COVID years, and then in 2022 we did it at Waterstones,
which is like our Barnes and Noble.
Yeah,
Okay.
big bookshop. And then this year we, fingers crossed, we should be doing it in the brand new built Central Library in Nottingham.
Yes.
So we've just put out the call for authors. We've already got 20 responses on people that want to come along. So that'll be a lot of fun. So that's coming up in June or July, dependent on availability of the library,
which we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's exciting, and we've already got Nathan, as Brey said, Nathan Burgoyne coming over from Canada, and Christian Baines coming over as well. So we've got lots of exciting authors.
Yes.
That's great.
So that's good stuff.
So if anybody from America wants to pop over and hang out with us
for
a weekend,
look out for our Facebook posts, and we've got Queer the Shelves on Facebook, and then there's our website and all of that sort of stuff, so you can easily find out about it. So that's coming up. Then we've got a couple of writing retreats in Spain that we're delivering with a whole host of authors and new writers who we've never met. Then we've got, as Brey said, she's got 4 books, 4 including Medea.
4 including Medea,
Yeah, coming out this year. I'll have Dead Ringer out. I'm 20,000 words into my next Helena Hart movie.
That would be nice.
All right, that's what we want to see next. You heard it here first, folks.
Totally. So yeah, that'll be out in August, and then I'll hope to crack on with my next Robyn book as well, and maybe get that out towards the end of this year, depending on how that goes. Then we've got Valden Bush's new novel coming out in March. We should have Lee Haven's new novel coming out this year. Addison M. Conley's new novel coming out. Joe Fletcher's second novel coming out. So we've got
a lot of Butterworth's authors have stuff coming out.
Yeah, Simon Smalley's second volume of his memoirs will be coming out in the winter as well. So yeah, it's
lots of great stuff coming out. Yeah,
lots of words.
Boy, I feel like a sloth, like a slug. You guys are busy, like industrious.
We keep busy. There's not much. The thing is, I'm not a person for relaxing. I want to just use up every single second of my time. So
she talks in her sleep.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. I found sleep if I didn't know the biological advantages of sleep, for restorative physical and mental abilities, etc., I would not sleep. She literally has to knock me on, well, not literally knock me on the head with a mallet, but
no,
I think
that would be abuse.
Yeah. Sometimes she kind of gets to that stage where she's like, "You've got to go to sleep now," and I'm like, "Yeah, but," and there's always something. So it's kind of it's quite hard for you to get me to sleep most nights.
And then she wakes me up with searching the walls for things, or telling me there's spiders everywhere, or things like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So there's stories going on in her head all night too.
Yeah. So when you guys wake up, like, are you jump out of bed? All right, let's do this. We got this.
Never. Never, ever.
Again, it's that opposites attract kind of thing. So 6:30 in the morning comes along, I'm out and I'm downstairs in the garage and I work out for like an hour and a half. And then,
of course you do.
Of course she does. Yeah.
And then I come and get Victoria Brey, Ali, JJ out of bed. And then, I'll be rearing to go and wanting to talk to her about all this stuff, but she needs to have a green tea and 2 cups of coffee before she's anything like compass mentis for a work conversation. So around 11 o'clock, I get to have a proper conversation with her.
Yeah.
And you've already had about 20 conversations in your head.
Oh yeah, and I fired off 600 emails and edited a whole book or something. I'm just on the go.
TikTok. That's about what I'm done.
I was going to ask that. That's like the true test of whether you are an American at heart, is whether you gave up coffee, and I'm not hearing that. So
never, ever.
And worse yet, she's taken me over to the dark side.
All right, good job.
I hadn't drunk coffee since I was kind of a kid at home, kind of thing. And then I kept trying it because I was.
You like the culture,
being around Brey and her drinking coffee, and then we'd go in Starbucks, and I'm like, there's nothing for me to drink, and Costa and all of these places, but the smell of coffee I like, the whole process of it I like, all the different flavors, and it very much appealed to me, so I kept trying it.
She's not a purist though. I mean, she doesn't drink regular coffee. It has to be flavored.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I love a bit of cinnamon hazelnut, or I'm having a creme brulee one at the moment that's going down very nicely, all the way from Texas.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
such a foo-foo.
A little cinnamon is nice, if you eat, like I make coffee in the morning. Just if I make regular coffee, I'll sprinkle cinnamon in the grounds or the beans or something, just to...
It's just that Brey was once in the coffee industry with the giant industrial tumble dryers of coffee beans. So she's very much a purist out here.
I worked for an import-export company and I loved it.
Oh, wow.
It was the best job. You had to eat the coffee bean when you were roasting them to make sure it was the right roast. And those were the best days, roasting days. I was flying all over the place.
Oh, I bet. Wow. Wow, I have to change jobs.
Yeah.
That
It
is
was
cool.
really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, has life changed? Excuse me. Has life changed for both of you since you're publishing various books and crossing genres and helping other people publish their books?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, when I started the writing consultancy back in 2012, I knew I wanted to work with authors, and I'd been working with Bold Strokes as a development editor for quite some time. Um, and I loved it. I love working with authors, and to be able to set up a business here and think, how can I reach more authors? How can I really dig in and help them on a bigger scale?
Mm-hmm.
Was amazing. And then when Nick came on board and actually made it a business as opposed to some random cloud thing that I was trying to do,
Yeah.
it became living the dream. You know, we are authors who write constantly, who work with writers, who go on writing retreats. Our whole world is books. And I think for a writer and a reader, that's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, it's very special. When we met, I was a chief executive of a sexual abuse charity.
Okay.
I'd always worked in the charity sector. It had always been a passion of mine to help vulnerable people.
It's a rough job.
So but so also extremely rewarding. To see people recover and thrive. And live rather than just survive.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fantastic job. But I gave that up to concentrate on our business, and I haven't looked back, because it's just
You're still helping people in a different way.
Yeah, in a very different way. But it's just amazing. I mean, I just love what we do.
And she shouts it at me regularly.
Like you said, I do sort of just turn around and go, "Oh my God, I love doing this." It's so varied. I get to design covers, I typeset, I create ebooks, I edit, I do copy editing, I do the marketing, I'm creating graphics all the time. I mean, no 2 days are the same.
Nice.
So it's really fulfilling work, and it's a dream. I'd always wanted to write as a kid, and then I met Victoria at a book event.
Did you? Is that where you guys met?
Yeah. She was running the Bold Strokes book event in Nottingham, and I went to pitch my book to her, and I met her, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness!"
You're like, "You're staying here with me."
Yeah, it was very much like that, and she did take a little convincing, but she's not looked back since. I would like to say on her part, and obviously she's not going to disagree with that.
So books brought you guys together.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Which is what one of my tattoos is about. This is book. It says books in words in the Thai language.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Yeah, brought us together and keep us together. Yeah,
nice, very nice. So,
and the writing and reading community too is phenomenal.
Yeah. I was going to ask, do you guys have time to read?
Oh, absolutely. And normally we'd be reading now. So as Brey said, we write from 7 to 9, but then from 9 onwards, we hop into bed and read, or listen to, read, either whether that's physically or by Audible, every night, because from our point of view and from a lot of writers' point of view, you can't write unless you read. You should be reading books. It's one of the, kind of our second piece of top advice. The first is get your ass in the chair to write. And the second is for you to read as widely as possible, not just in the genre you're writing in, but in all sorts of other genres. So you can see what you like, what you don't like, learn to be a little bit more analytical about writing. So that you can
because it's good for your mental health.
Yeah,
that's it.
It is. It definitely is. I would agree with that totally. So you mentioned audiobooks. Do you guys have any plans to produce any audiobooks?
As Helena, I released an Art to Love last year as an audiobook with Hope Newhouse narrating it. And we also helped Evie Bancroft release Of Light and Love. And then she's just released a couple of months ago, Warm Pearls and Paper Cranes. So, they're in the works, but they are, extremely expensive things to produce.
Mm-hmm.
And we believe in paying real human narrators.
Yeah.
So
real artists.
The AI thing isn't an option for us with it when it comes to audiobooks. So
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, it's a new thing, and there's quite a lot of them out there now.
Really?
But they just don't have the same richness of a human narrator.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they would.
Yeah, and of course we want to pay our Sapphic, and narrators to do the work. Mm-hmm. So, but because they are quite expensive, it's a very slow going thing. But An Art to Love, I have to say, is fabulous. And Hope Newhouse is a queer narrator.
Yeah,
and she's lovely.
Yeah, she's actually from Pennsylvania as well, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
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 Really.
She lives in Paris now with her wife and kids. But
nice.
yeah, she was originally from Pennsylvania.
Nice. She must be good people then.
She's good people.
Yeah,
it's very good
lovely
people.
Wow. So, here's a question. Totally not about books. It could be, but not necessarily for both of you. It's kind of a strange question, but I just like to throw these in there every now and then. So,
strange questions are the best. Yeah.
All right. So, what is your superpower, and what is your kryptonite?
I'm going to go with my superpower is organization.
Agree.
I can organize the crap out of anything and anyone.
That's true.
Regiment your day to the last minute, time audits, make sure you are streamlined to be the most productive person you can be.
You would make a good drill sergeant then.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Yes.
I have to soften that. I've learned to soften that kind of side of me, and sometimes it still comes out, particularly in emails, where there's such a lot of room for interpretation and misinterpretation of kind of tone and stuff. So, and again, I was a CEO for kind of 15 years, so I'm used to sometimes just being
a little
direct.
Yes.
And, no dumps, basically.
So what's your kryptonite? So kryptonite meaning what makes you weak? Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that would be you.
Oh.
See, I can't follow that.
So that's your vulnerability, huh?
Oh God, yeah. Which is why, when Brey was telling you about the sleep talking and sleep movement that I do, often a lot of that revolves around protecting Brey. Oh. So she's very if you were bothered in the middle of the night, if somebody was suddenly kind of across you and touching your face, you'd be quite freaked out, wouldn't you? I mean, I'd be like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So Brey will wake up a lot of the time and I'm over her in some way, or pressing on her, or covering her up, and she'll just go, "What you doing, babe?" And I'll be like, "I'm just protecting you from the arrows that are coming in," or "I'm just moving you out of the way of this car that's going to come and plow into us."
Wow.
So yeah.
So
that's my weak spot.
"I think you're dreaming, babe," and she'll go, "I'm not."
Your brain does not shut down.
No, it really doesn't.
No. So she's the thing that makes me vulnerable. Yeah. The rest of me is, steel. Steel and granite.
She's a big marshmallow.
But this, yeah.
Usually people who say that are.
yeah, definitely. What's mine? My superpower? The ability to drink really hot coffee? I don't.
No, you can do 65 things at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So
I can multitask.
Yeah. Okay. It would be like listening to a fiction audiobook or, a training course on Zoom, and be doing 3 other things at the same time.
Building a website,
writing a book, or building a website. Yeah, it's very impressive.
Well,
So
she
I-
probably has to fit into your minute by minute organized
Otherwise,
day.
I'd fall behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mm.
Vulnerability. Ooh, kryptonite.
You couldn't live without your coffee.
Yeah, coffee is definitely, I mean, I'll drink probably 5 cups a day.
Yeah,
A weakness.
I don't know if that's a weakness. That might be a superpower.
could be. Could be.
Kryptonite. I need sleep.
Yeah.
I really like to sleep.
Yeah, you do like a lot of sleep.
I like a lot of sleep. Unlike my wife, I really like sleep.
It's not a bad thing. Sleep's restorative, right?
Yes. I mean, 12 hours might be a bit much, but
And this is the thing, I understand that like the little sweepers have got to come into your brain and like sweep the stuff around, but I feel like mine sit by the water cooler for a while and, shoot in the crap. And I think that if they didn't do that,
Yeah.
they could sweep up a bit faster, and I could be awake a lot longer.
but you know what? She can only handle about an hour and a half without me.
Yeah.
And then she has to wake me up because she misses me.
Yeah.
Aw,
Big marshmallow.
Yeah.
that's
That's it.
sweet. That
Yeah.
is. You guys are so cute. That's awesome.
We think so. A lot of people probably don't, but we do.
That's all that matters. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what anyone else thinks.
Yeah, we think we're funny.
So tell me, where do people go, right? Where do our listeners go to purchase your books and read all about you guys?
Okay. So we're on Amazon for Kindle Unlimited for our books,
Our Butterworth stuff.
our Butterworth stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we've both
And my other stuff is available through BSB.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then we've both got websites, and the best thing to do is to sign up to our newsletters, and especially the Butterworth Books newsletter as well, because we send out advanced news of what's going on, paperback giveaways and ebook previews and cover reveals and all that sort of good stuff.
And everything I do, you can find at breywillows.com.
Okay. BreyWillows.com
And RobynNyx.com.
and
Yes.
RobynNyx.com.
We've got Ali Maguire and HelenaHart.com as well, but they're not as
They're languishing a little bit.
languishing a little bit.
Yeah, that
But
must be rough to keep up all those sites.
It's time consuming, definitely, all the marketing under different names.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll respond to something and have to delete it because it's under the wrong name.
Yeah, I'll bet. I can understand that.
Absolutely. But going back to your question about what else we've got coming up this year, I totally forgot about Sapphic Eclectic Volume 5.
Yeah, of course.
So we produce an annual anthology for free of upcoming and new authors mixed in with a few established authors that we edit and get out there. So we've got Sapphic Eclectic 5. The submission deadline was the end of last year. So we're just about to start looking at all the submissions, and then that will be out in July as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And that's going to be a fabulous anthology of all kinds of different stories by Sapphic authors.
Wonderful. That's fantastic.
And that's free.
Yes, just free.
And it's free. Is
Yeah.
that like an ebook kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We create the paperbacks just for the authors that have participated, because it's nice to have a
Yeah.
physical copy of your book, but the ebook is what's available free to anybody and everybody.
Oh,
Off of Butterworth Books.
wonderful. All right. So it sounds like if people really want to check out and see what's going on, they should go to Butterworth Books, or let's see, they could go to BreyWillows.com. or
Yeah.
RobynNyx.com.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. And we're all over the social media, TikTok,
Everywhere.
Facebook, Instagram.
Under every name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All
so
right.
that's a good place to contact us as well.
Fantastic. Well, I'll tell you, you guys are busy, and I can't wait to check out some of these things like Dead Ringer
Excellent.
by
Good.
Robyn, right? And
Yep.
we have Ali Maguire. has Fragments of the Heart and Where the Heart Leads. And
Yeah.
this July will be Heart of the Storm, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. And my last Brey book was Dark Haven, which is a vampire novel with vampires who live out in the countryside and just want to be left alone.
All right. Farmer vampires.
Farmer vampires, yes.
All right. Dark Haven by Brey Willows. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a funny story because we talked about Hope Newhouse earlier, and we were having a Zoom conversation with her to sort of iron out what was going on with An Art to Love. And she mentioned that she came from Pennsylvania, and that whilst over in Paris, somebody had said to her, "Oh, that's where Dracula comes from, isn't it?" And it completely mixed up with Pennsylvania. So that just fired Brey's imagination. And from that little, thing about maybe having like an Amish vampire community in Pennsylvania turned into Dark Haven like 2 months later.
Farmer vampires.
There you go. That's great. Yeah. That's awesome. Do they have electricity?
They do, yeah. She allows that, but she doesn't allow. She doesn't have any Wi-Fi signal or internet. Wow. She likes the world outside the ranch.
Wow. All right.
And then an influencer comes in and messes everything up. So.
Ooh. Okay. All right. It's kind of like that movie Witness, right? The English came into the Amish.
Yes.
Country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully mine's a little sexier.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it is. So that's about all the time we have for today. But do you guys have any parting words for our listeners?
Well, first of all, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for doing this.
So
it's always a pleasure. And
Absolutely.
we love listening.
Yeah. I love talking to you guys. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's great.
We love it. And thank you really to the readers who stick with us and keep coming back.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining Liz Talk About Books, baby. Until next time, may your journey be lighthearted, peace be plenty, and be safe, folks. And thank you to Robyn Nyx and Brey Willows. Take care.